everybody, welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm Rachel Takeman and I'm trying to better myself in 2020 by tackling a new goal every month and tracking it all through YouTube videos. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel down below. 95% of you who watch these videos are not yet subscribed, and it's free to you, plus it helps my channel grow. And if you click the bell next to the subscribe button, you will get a notification every time I upload a new video, so you'll never miss an update. And stay until the end of this video to see if you were included in this week's shoutouts. I can't believe another week of January has already passed. This month is flying by. If you haven't watched my first video, check out the link at the top of this video screen so you know what I'm doing here. Most of you know by now that my New Year's resolution included 12 different goals that I'm tackling every month. This month's goal is meal prepping. Last week I shared with you some of the struggles of going from eating out and snacking way too often to cooking ahead of time and bringing meals to work with me. If you haven't checked out that video yet, click the link at the top of this screen. This week went pretty smoothly. I'm getting more and more used to the routine of cooking on Sundays and packing lunches every morning. Since I pack everything into Tupperware containers, it's pretty easy to just grab some meals and go in the morning. And if you know me, you know I don't get out of bed until the absolute last second. I'm also thinking about going out to eat less and less. Now this might just be because it's January and I'm trying to let our bank account recover from Christmas, but I really think that it's different than that. Number one, I have pre-made meals. Now, I'm not a super good cook, so I would always rather go out to eat. But the convenience of being able to go home and heat up a meal or stay at work and heat up a meal really takes away the draw of going out to eat. And number two, making these videos has really helped keep me accountable, just like I hoped it would. I'm trying to document everything that I eat this month, so I'm trying to be really good about sticking to my goal. January is turning out to be an out-of-the-ordinary month for me, which has made meal prepping easier in a lot of ways. I'm okay with this though, because as I mentioned in the last two videos, these goals are all about me establishing healthy habits that I can continue with. I may not have had to cook as many meals as I usually would, but it's allowing me to kind of ease into the routine of cooking regularly. My week started again on Wednesday. I had the day off of work so that my brother Adam and I could spend the day doing something fun while he was here. Like I said, January has been quite out of the ordinary. I don't think I've ever taken a random Wednesday off. But anyway, Adam and I spent the day in Philadelphia. I ate a bagel sandwich for breakfast, as I did often last week. When we got to Philly, we started off at the Reading Terminal Market. Now, if you haven't been to this place, it's an indoor farmer's market that has basically any type of food you could want to eat. Check out this footage of the market. I got sushi for my lunch, and I had a dessert crepe filled with Nutella, strawberries, and bananas. After lunch, Adam and I walked around and did some tours of the city, and we ended up at King of Prussia Mall just outside Philly. We had dinner at the mall, and I had a spicy Thai chicken with fried rice. On Thursday, I finished the last of the chicken, potatoes, and carrots meal that I made for meal prep last week. On Friday, I went out for a lunch meeting for work. We went to JoJo's Pizza in Mechanicsburg, which is hands down the best pizza place I've ever been to. I had a pepper, onion, and cheese pizza there. On Friday night, I drove 5 hours northwest to bring Adam back home to Connecticut. Now, since I stayed there for the weekend, there was hardly any need for meal prep. When we got to my parents' house, dinner was waiting. We had burgers with sauerkraut on them, which clearly were super delicious because I had already eaten most of the burger before I remembered to take a picture of it. We also had pasta salad with extra peppers and salami. Saturday morning, I actually didn't eat breakfast, but for lunch, I had more of that pasta salad. We had family coming over on Saturday night, so we had quite the spread of appetizers. I ate blueberries, cheese and crackers of all kinds of delicious cheese, and chips and salsa. For dinner, we had a loaded baked potato bar with toppings like butter, cheese, sour cream, chives, bacon, and broccoli. We also had a salad, which was made of romaine lettuce, spinach, cucumbers, red onion, apples, walnuts, and goat cheese. The salad was also topped with chicken and steak, much fancier than any meals I make at home. On Sunday morning, I got an early start to make the 5-hour drive back to Mechanicsburg. Before I left, I had some gingerbread oatmeal. I also brought some healthy snacks with me for the trip, including pretzels, string cheese, and a banana. I have realized that some of the time I'm actually hungry when I'm on the road, road, but most of the time it's just because I'm bored when I'm driving this route that I know so well. So in order to avoid any unnecessary snacking, I chew gum most of the time when I'm making these long trips. This helps keep my mouth engaged and also gives me some extra flavor so that I don't just endlessly snack. I also found that it's much better for me to put my pretzels into a sandwich bag like this. Now, this might seem like such a small thing, but it made a big difference. Usually when I make this trip between Connecticut and Pennsylvania, I have company with me, so it's a little easier to bring a full-size bag of whatever snacks we want. But doing that encourages me to continue snacking without any sort of portion control. I definitely think it's worth the extra effort of putting my snacks into Ziploc bags on these long trips. Just before I got home on Sunday, I stopped at Aldi. I mainly just got the protein that I needed for the week. Sunday night, I made 2 main meals that I figured could last me the rest of the week. I made a barbecue pork shoulder in the crock pot that I paired with this pasta salad. Then I made my second meal, which was a Thai peanut chicken made with thinly sliced chicken breast and a seasoning packet from Aldi. To pair with this, I made some angel hair pasta with sauce and I roasted some Brussels sprouts. On Monday, I brought my meals with me, along with snacks like grapefruit, yogurt, and a cheese stick. I ended up just eating my lunch, which was the chicken pasta and Brussels sprouts. I didn't eat my dinner because I hosted a girls' night. 3 of my closest friends came over to my house, and we had some fun snacks like a fruit salad with strawberries, blueberries, and blackberries. We also had a cheese board with 4 types of gourmet cheese that I found at Aldi: Gruyere cheese, Sriracha cheddar, smoked Gouda, and Manchego. I paired these with my favorite cracker pack, also from Aldi, and some salami. We also had a platter of chips and hummus. On Tuesday, I had a volunteer party to go to at work, so lunch ended up being kind of a mix of things. I had minestrone soup, a turkey sandwich wrap, brie and apples, and veggies with dip. I also had the snacks that I packed later on in the day, which meant that I wasn't hungry for dinner before evening program started. So instead, I waited to eat dinner until after I got home. One of the things I wanted to establish this month was sort of an eating schedule, when I should plan to eat lunch and dinner so they don't conflict with my programs or make me want to snack on junk food. But I think that it might be less about when to eat and more about just having an option of something I brought with me to eat. These past 2 weeks, it hasn't been as important to set a schedule of when to eat as it has been to schedule time to make food and bring it with me. If I have food with me for dinner, it doesn't matter whether I eat it at 4:30 or at 7:30. Just the fact that it is with me, ready to be microwaved and eaten, makes it so much better. It's so much easier now to avoid snacking on the foods that the kids are eating or stopping for fast food on the drive home from work. When I got home, I made some more roasted chickpeas, which you may have seen featured on my Instagram or Facebook. Thank you all so much for your support and for your advice, and I want you guys to keep it coming. Now this is a little bit in advance, but for my final week in January, I want to use all of the recipes and tips you guys have given me. This is going to be kind of a crowdsourced episode. So if you have any more great suggestions or recipes, make sure to send them to me by this Wednesday, January 22nd. I really appreciate every single one of you, and once again this week, I was so touched by all of your comments and well wishes, and encouraged by all of your advice and your tips for me. As I mentioned in the last video, I will be doing weekly shoutouts to someone who watched my video and commented on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. It was so hard to just choose one shout out this week because so many of you gave great advice and encouragement. So I'm gonna do two. I'm kind of cheating, but my YouTube shout out goes out to Michael Shelton. Thanks for subscribing and commenting, Michael. And my Facebook shout out goes to Jillian Zietler. Thank you so much for watching my videos and for giving me some really great tips, Jill. Once again, please send me all your advice and encouragement, and you could be featured in next week's shout out. And send me your recipes to use on the final week of January. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next week.